Darkness, earthquakes, and storms, a world dominated by chaos. There was no separation between heaven and earth. They were both entangled in a deformed mass. This was the planet Earth in the beginning of time, a great dark sphere covered with waters and clouds, lifeless. After a long time, heaven and earth separated, making room for the emergence of light in our world. With that light, a small plant was born. It grew to become a conscious tree, becoming the first of the gods, Kuni Toko Tachi, eternal earthly support of majestic things. From that tree, two other gods emerged. This is how the Supreme Trinity emerged. The Supreme Gods continued to create other deities. Among them were Izanagi and Izanami, brother and sister. Izanagi was a handsome man with good composure. His sister Izanami was considered one of the most beautiful goddesses of divine creation. The Supreme Gods offered Izanagi the spear from heaven, known as Ameno no Hoko, a weapon decorated with precious and powerful jewels. Izanagi and Izanami were ordered to build their own home. The divine pair came down to earth using a celestial bridge. Intrigued by the shape of the world, Izanagi plunged the magic spear into the ocean waters. When it was removed, the dripping drops created the first island, called Onogoro Shima. In creating this island, two birds landed on it. Fascinated, the divine pair observed the affection between the creatures. The divine pair learned what love was, and, inspired by that feeling, they decided to continue the creation of the world. Izanagi and Izanami created a great pillar and danced around it to fortify their powers. During the dance, the divine pair looked at each other. At the end of the act, Izanami praised the beauty of his brother, and he returned the praise. Unable to resist their urges, they consummated their unrestrained passion. But that union did not bear good fruit. Their first child was a deformed monster, which they raised for a short time. Then, they let him survive on his own at sea. The second son of the couple was the island of Awa. Desolated with their descendants, Izanagi and Izanami talked to the Supreme Gods. They explained that the couple had reversed the order of things during the dance. It was Izanagi who should have taken the initiative. Izanagi and Izanami repeated the dance and again tried to generate life, and the divine pair managed to create the sun, the moon, the trees, the mountains, and the rivers, giving rise to the world in which we live. But, much to their misfortune, Izanami gave birth to the god of fire, known as Kagutsuchi. By the time he was born, he was so hot that he ended up killing Izanami during childbirth. The goddess was sent to Yomi, the world of the dead. Izanagi, unable to live without his beloved, decided to go after her. On entering Yomi, Izanagi encountered a terrible darkness. After wandering around for a long time, he found his sister and lover. Izanami tried to hide from his brother. She tried to warn him that he could not look at her. Izanagi, consumed by the desire to see his beloved again, lit a small flame. Seeing Izanami's face, he went into shock. Izanami's beauty had turned into a decomposing corpse. Izanagi could not stand this vision and fled the world of the dead, closing the entrance with a huge rock. To get rid of the smell of death, Izanagi bathed in the sea waters. When removing his clothes, many mystical creatures such as onis and yokais left his body. Some believe that human beings also emerged in this way. Also during his ritualistic bath, Izanagi gave birth to the three most powerful yokais. Amaterasu was in charge of taking care of the sun and its course. Tsukuyomi was responsible for the moon, and Susanoo would protect the oceans, having the power to create storms. Izanagi and Izanami never met again. As the millennia progressed, they became more and more distant. The love between the two turned into bitterness and repentance. But with that love, the world took shape and life. All creatures are eternally grateful to the gods of life.